Right, so. And now the same process is going to happen here, or as much as I want it to happen. It's entirely up to me. So we can bring our cursor here. I can double click and we can have a listen. Just have a look at our notes to make sure they are the correct notes being played. Again, as I said. Oh, I'm not going to play it all the way through. I can see the notes here. So we've sort of got a drone note here on the A. They're all good. And they switch. Yep. So those notes all look good, right? It doesn't look like there's any note mistakes. Now we can have a look again to see how do we want this to sound. Now we can adjust this on the fly. So let's say I want to test a few things out. So I'm going to hit just 2 bars, right? We're just going to try 2 bars and I'm going to play with it. Again, I'm going to get my, first off, this time I'm going to do my velocity, right? So I'm going to set my velocity to be even. So I'm just going to, actually, I'll just do the fixed. So we'll go function, fixed velocity. All right. What we might do is we'll come back. We might drop the velocity a little bit because that may be a little bit heavy-handed. So we might drop it down because it sounds like I'm going a little bit too over the top. Because I'm sort of going for I guess I'm going for a softer sort of feel there. So we might even drop it. Okay, that might be a bit much. I'll just undo that. So we might drop it. Let's take that back up. So if we drop it another 20. Okay, that's got a softer tone to it, but still clearly defined, okay? Now, we'll be quantizing the lot, but before I quantize, I want to play with the value first because I want to quantize the entire lot. So let's go with length here, and I'm going to set, so at the moment we're sort of doing quarter notes, I guess it is it? Or is it eighth? Eighth notes. All right, so if we go fixed length, that's eighth notes. Yep, no, I don't like that. So I'm going to set it to quarter. Okay, so I think we need to quantize first because they are clashing with each other. So if we quantize and we set it to quarter. Just going to solo it for a minute. Okay, we're sort of there, but not quite. I don't think I want it that long. Okay, now, so I've quantized the quarter. Now, if I go back to 16th, if I drop it back 1/16th. Okay, I like that because it's ringing the notes out, but it's still keeping this clear separation from the notes. Like I actually stop playing and then hit the next chord, right? Having it shorter was becoming too staccato. It was sort of like chopping off too instantly. I wasn't liking that. I wanted the notes to hold a little bit, but I didn't want them just bleeding into each other like there was just no stopping whatsoever. So to me, this worked the way I wanted it to. So we sort of quantized to quarter, made the length quarter, and then just manually bring them all back 1/16. Now, could have done it the other way. I could have got them all lined up to an eighth and then extended them by another 16th. Either way, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so what I need to do is the same process with the other ones, I should say. So what I might actually do is undo all of that so I can just select the lot. So, okay, so note length now are all random. Velocities are all random. Length is all random. And now I'm going to select the lot. Right, now we'll zoom back in. First step I'm going to do is set it to quarter. And I'm going to quantize. So this should all lock to the quarter note value now, which they have done. Very good. Now I'm going to set the length to the quarter note. And now I'm going to drop down to 16th. And because they're all selected, if I grab one, it'll do the lot. And they're all now dragged back just 1/16 there. Now, the other thing I did was obviously the velocity. So we're going to do fixed velocity. And then I'm going to drop it by, we did 40 and then 20. So if we drop it by 60, that should give us the exact same result in one go. All right. So in theory, this is what we got now. Now, keep in mind, we also will probably add some reverb or something to this piano in the mix. So it's going to sound a bit better. Well, I'm hoping it will. All right, nice. I'm happy with that. All right, so now we know this bit is good, so let's just trim this bit up there. And we'll just go to the end, make sure the end is trimmed okay. Yeah, it could go a bit short there. Just put that chorus back there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is what I did before. I'm going to copy it and we're going to paste it into our various verse bits here. So we'll go here. Now this one may be a bit long, but that's fine. We can cut it. All right, so we'll line that up. And we need to come here and trim the end off because it doesn't need to go there. Let's zoom in. Make sure that we get all the note in. There it is. Well, we might as well just go to there. All right, so we're going to play that to make sure that works. I like to always check, even though there should be no reason it doesn't work. I like to make sure. All right, and we have... No, that's it. So we only had 2 verses. That's fine. Yes, we had 3 choruses, but 2 verses because we decided to skip the first verse. Now all we have is the bridge. Now, I'm going to guess this one's going to be a little bit trickier because this one's a little bit faster. So let's start by getting in there and look at all these lovely notes. So again, the first thing I want to do is just make sure it looks like I've hit all the right notes. Depending on how complicated your part is, this may be easy or it may be hard. In my case, it's easy because it's very, very repetitive. If yours is a little bit harder, then it may be a matter of just actually listening and watching as you go. And when you hear a bad note, stop it, fix it, listen again. In my case here, the notes all look good. Now it's a matter of... We definitely want to quantize this one because this is very stabby and we definitely need to get that velocity right because it's all over the place. So let's have a look at what sort of value we're going for here. Is it even a 30 or is it a 64? Nah, probably a 30-second would do, I think. So what is that? There's an odd note sitting there that I don't like. Get rid of it. Technically, it wouldn't play anyway. It's out of the field, but I just don't like it. It's just my obsession. All right, so I am going to start by quantizing to the 30 to 30-second notes. Now, the question is, do we also make them 30-second long or would we like them shorter? Oh, so you can see there sometimes, if we scroll across, you'll see here the quantize function works fine, but if a note is too far one way or another, it can put this one. See, this one has been quantized to the wrong spot. So we'll have to check that because sometimes that does happen if the note is too out of time one way or the other. It'll quantize to the wrong spot. So we'll check all those, but I don't want to fix it yet because I've got everything selected. I am going to just quickly go and do this velocity because I just want it to be, let's... How hard do we want it? We want it fairly impactful, but that sounds a tiny bit too much, I think. Maybe if we drop it... What if we do the 40? Yeah, I like that. Okay, we'll go with that one. And it's around the note length now. So do we make them all longer? Okay, I'm going to experiment here. I'm going to drop down to 64. It's not bad, but it's sort of like I want it in between. So I guess the only way to do that is to actually go to 32nd and then hang on. No, I can't. Geez. Oh, yeah, you could go 128th. If I go 128th, is that halfway between? Let's have a look. It is. Okay, so going to 128th meant that I could drop it back 128th and it would be halfway. Yeah. All right, I'm liking that. Okay. Let's get this value back to something more reasonable. Oh, no, I need it at 32s because I need to get that note in. Where are we? Here we are. Right, so now I'm going to scroll across. We're just going to have a look. Make sure nothing, or fix up anything that got out. So I'm going to deselect everything and then I'm just going to drag one note straight over. And just scroll across, make sure there's no more. No more. Whoop. Yep, there's one. Okay, so we had 2. Go at a whack. And keep scrolling. Here's another one. Okay, see now this one's gone the other way. It was quantized forward. Okay, and there we go. So now we can have a listen. Okay, that works. The only thing is with the end. What do I want? Do I want that to just... How would it sound if I made that longer? Okay, that sounds okay. Just having a look at the bass sort of rings out to there. So we could make it ring out. Needs to ring out to the end there. I mean, the note's not going to hold that long anyway, but that sounds better. Okay. All right, well, that's good. I'm happy with that. That came out really well. We'll just trim that up so it's nice and neat. And that's there. Right, so now we need to do the same with our outro. Now our outro is slightly different because we do have this long note at the end, which I want to leave in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trim this back. We'll just take it to there. Then I'm going to copy and paste the other one. Okay, so we need to find the better bit here. So I'm going to trim that bit off there. Then what I think I need to do is go from here. If we move that back. So what I've basically done is just trim the end off and gone with the second part. Okay, so what I want to do with this is just make sure that this is I just want to quantize it. Hang on. I'm just manually quantizing it. That's better. Just getting them right on the beat there. And that's pretty heavy. So let's just... Okay, these parts don't exist because that's not this part. So let's get rid of that. So let's just play from here. Okay, nice. All right, I'm just going to take that back to there. Just so I finish at the same time. Just have a look. All right, it basically doesn't go any longer than that anyway. The notes don't ring out any further. Let's just hear from back here. I just want to make sure this play part. Beautiful. All right, I'm liking it. Let's just do a very quick bit of a volume thing. Again, I'm not mixing it. I'm just doing a rough volume just so it makes it easier to hear the song recorded. All right, I think that's working well. All right, so now that we've got our virtual keys done and all our other instruments so far done, let's have a playthrough of our song to see where we've got to so far and how the song is coming along. And I'll just play it from this first chorus where we start our piano run through and get it all the way through to the end, save playing the start for no reason. So let's have a listen now, and then we'll get on to our next part. All right, so now that you've seen how the process works on my song, I want you to go and create the parts on your song. Grab the worksheet from the PDF, jot down all the parts that you think you need to create for your song, and then mark them down, the status, and mark them off as complete as you get through them. And get all your keyboard, piano parts down on your song so that we can move on to the next part. So if you have any questions about this process and this section of the course, please feel free to put them in the comments so that we can help you get to where you need to go with your song. Hopefully this video has been helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.